Hello eBay. Today I went garage sailing and I'm going to give you some solid tips on how to garage sale, where to garage sale, what to buy, what to pay, and just some good overall pointers. So if there's something in this video that I'm talking about, I've got a long list of things that I'm going to be talking about, and if you've heard the thing that I'm talking about at that time, you could just skip to the next thing like in 20 seconds because I've got a lot of material that I want to share with you, and I'm going to start right now. So I spent at today's garage sale $20. My plan was to possibly make more on one item that I found than potentially one of those garage sailors made in their entire garage sale. It's possible. Really just maximizing my profit. And my thinking on that is not I'm going out and ripping people off. It's a capitalist look at things. They're selling it, I'm buying it, and really knowledge equals money. My knowledge of what it's worth means positive dollars to me. Their lack of knowledge for what it's worth means negative dollars to them. Or basically they don't want to have custodianship of this item. They don't want to throw it away, but they want to find a better home for it, someone that'll take care of it, and they want the dollar out of it. Really, what I'm doing is I'm kind of the middleman. I find something that's good at a garage sale, take it from that person, and then I find the real owner, so to speak, the person that really wants that item, maybe for their collection, maybe as a gift. I always like to find the best things, and we'll talk about what the best things are a little bit later. But I've had different kinds of success by doing this. I've bought items for as little as $0.25 and sold that same item, taken it home, cleaned it up, put it on eBay, and sold it for $80. That's a fact. That's a home run in my book. If you like the baseball analogy, that's great. Home runs are fantastic. They don't always win the game. There's also triples, there's doubles, and there's singles. So I'll kind of talk about the different levels of what I expect to get out of my purchases. And I'm going to do that right now. Kind of my rule of thumb is if I'm spending less than $20 for something, I want to make 10 times the amount that I'm spending. It's kind of easy math. I do free shipping on all my items, so that way I pick something up, I hold it in my hand, and I think, is it under 16 ounces? Because then I could send it first class mail, save a few bucks on postage, so I'm in it for the cost of the item plus, say, $4 postage at the top end of first class. If I have to go priority mail with it, that bumps up my immediate investment because I have to consider the price of the item plus priority mail, which is generally around $12, $7 to $12. So I take these things into account. Sometimes I'll do the 10 times rule. Sometimes I'll figure out what it costs me for the item plus shipping and times it times 3. I like easy numbers. Now if I'm spending $20 or more on an item, I like to make at least 5 times what I'm spending. Because I don't like to tie up bigger dollar amounts without knowing that I'm getting that back in the very near future. Also, I keep track of everything. I keep track of what I paid for it, what shipping was, what it sold for, all the fees. That includes eBay and PayPal fees. Because I want to know what I'm actually making, what my bottom line really is. And my bottom line is actually affected by a couple of other things. I'll talk about those in just a minute. But first, I'd like to touch on value. if you see something and you feel like it's good, it's well made, it's been well maintained, it'll fit perfectly in someone's collection of things. Collectibles is a great spot to buy and fill that need on eBay. But basically, if I pick something up and I say, the value, I value this at $1 million. Well, it's only really worth $1 million if I could find somebody that's going to give me $1 million for it. So when you see some of the TV shows where they're like, oh, I value that at, that is not so exciting to me. What I'm interested in is, what did you pay for it? What were all your expenses? And then what did you sell it for? Because then I'll know what you really made. As far as quality, I like to kind of determine that by, does it feel like something that would fit in someone's collection, something that someone would want, that they'll pay for? Will it fill a spot in their lives? And then oftentimes that answer is pretty easy, but if I don't really know the value of something, if I see something I've never seen before, you can always look it up. Just go on to eBay on your phone, you search the item, keywords, and then you go under the advanced portion. If it's a new item, you click new. If it's used, you select used, and then go to sold, because that'll give a real good benchmark for what that item has actually recently sold for. If you don't know, that's a really good way to find out. You could be a specialist in everything, but like I said before, the knowledge is money thing. So the more you know about stuff, the more you can make. Next item I'm going to talk about is actual items for sale versus collection. Some of the things that I got today, I'm going to show you. You can see these shirts right behind me here. I love the snap front Western style shirts. This one here, Vintage Miller. Can't even see the tag. It's real faded, and it's a paper tag, or it's a cloth tag. But Miller, that's an old shirt. All of these were some type of vintage shirt. This one is Western Plains Trading, Reseller, 3 Wrangler. This one's a Lucchese, and then this one. This thing is beautiful. A Pendleton vintage wool shirt, pristine. Looks like it was just brought out of someone's closet, and it likely was. And it's going into my closet. At the point where I stop selling and start keeping, then I've gone from reseller to collector. So when I was saying before, this is going to make me this much, this is going to make me this much. When I keep an item, I'm not making anything and I'm spending on it. So that's a minus, basically. I'm not making anything on that, I'm losing. So what is good? What are good items? Because I'm here to tell you that varies depending on who you're talking to. I'm Vintage Star. I specialize in vintage items, but I also do name brand stuff. So, for example, Levi's jeans. If you get Levi's jeans for $1 and you know it's going to cost you $7 to ship them, then you know that at $20 you're making money. Dickies jeans, pants, work pants, those kind of things, you know they're gonna sell. You know they're worth more than $1. Then you get into some specialty items like vintage glassware. This is probably 60s or 70s. It's bubbled in the bottom, so it's hand blown. It might be earlier, but I couldn't guarantee it. I'll still sell it as a vintage item, and I'll sell it for a lot more than I paid for it. This colored glass, they generally don't make it anymore. Here's an awesome colored glass. It's kind of a crackled glass. Let's see if I can get you to see the crackled features of it there. That's called a Blanco glass. It's a mid-century hand-blown glass. If you could find those, generally you could find them pretty cheap when someone's selling them at a garage sale. They don't know that cup is probably worth 30 bucks, you know, that I'll probably sell that for 20 or 30 bucks. It's well worth the dollar that I put into it. Milk glass. Milk glass is very collectible. People love it. You go into elderly folks' homes and you could pretty much find milk glass in their house. It's a thick, heavy. This one's a little more dainty. The pattern matches on this. This is what they call a grape or grapevine pattern. This one does not have a maker's mark, and though they kind of match, this one does. That little spot right there, it looks like a WC, so that's probably, I can't remember the name of it right now. And then here's another piece that went with it, another WC. So I got two that totally match, same maker. So this was probably a creamer, and this would be called a goblet because of the pedestal footing. This would definitely be a goblet. Might even call it a wine glass in the description. You want to be as thorough with the descriptions as you can. Look stuff up, find out what it is, and then add as much detail as you can in your descriptions, because those details and the more pictures you have, more likely to sell an item. On things that I know are going to sell and pretty quickly, I'll do 2, 3, 4 pictures of it. Something that's maybe a higher dollar item, or I know that's going to be a more specific buyer for it. I'm going to get more pictures of it from more angles. I'll take a picture from front, both sides, the back. I'll turn it inside out. I'll get any flaw on it. I want to definitely document, because you want to keep 100% feedback rating. You don't want an angry customer, because if people find something on the item that wasn't on the description, you're going to get in trouble. And then I came across a bunch of elephants. Someone's selling their elephants collection, and yeah, it looks like a lot of a dust collection potentially. I saw this piece here. It's quartz crystal with a little alabaster right on the side here. It's a little rougher, the alabaster. The crystal is a crystalline structure. Look stuff up and find out, is it worth more than $1? Because I'm selling it for more than $1. Another interesting elephants thing that I got. Now, normally I like things to be either ready to sell or very close to ready to sell. If it's a small item like this, it'll fit in a little box. It's something that I could clean up, and I clean it up with baby wipes. I'll clean it up with Q-tips and alcohol, good old hot water. This here looked really cool to me and worth more than $1. It was missing the base, but I'm pretty sure I could do a nice wooden base for it very cheaply, affix it with some epoxy, and once that is clean, because it's a little dirty right now, but once it's clean, that'll sell for more than $1. And And then another personal collection thing. I thought this was cool. It's Japanese invasion currency for when they went into the South Pacific. They wanted to be sure that their enemies didn't buy guns using their currency to use against them. It's very common. There's your little history dump. I could do more history if you're interested in that. And so, as always, please like, subscribe, share the video, tell your friends about it. And if you have any comments, things that you would like to see, by all means, list those in the comment section. I'd love to hear your ideas. I have a lot of ideas on how to make money on eBay. I've been doing it quite successfully for about a year. I've done it for about 6 years, but successfully for 1. So yeah, prior to that time, I was more of a collector. Now I'm kind of a mix of collector and reseller, more on the resell side than the collect side. Although these really cool snap front vintage shirts, they're going in my closet. So the other things that I showed you, I'm gonna make enough on those that this won't even matter. I've got a couple items there that I'm selling for $50. Actually, I'm selling them for $49.99. A little mental trick, psyche, human nature thing. $50 is more than $49.99. It's more by a penny, but subconsciously it's not $50. So I end almost all of my stuff with a $99.99 or with a $99 at the end, because it's a penny less, but that actually makes a difference to some people. And I have seen that difference in my sales, because in 1 month last summer, when my sales were equally good for both months, 1 month I had it at even dollar amounts, the next month I had it at 0.99. The second month, even though it was real similar from a sales perspective of what I was selling, I sold a little bit more, and I have to attribute it to that 0.99. So I just do that with all my stuff. So anyway, thanks so much for watching, and have a great day.